Hey gang, it's What the Flick, our discussion of Fargo, episode 5. We are halfway home, the 6 Ungraspables.
Right.
Which you looked up and just made me kind of wish.
Couldn't grasp it.
Yeah, it remains ungraspable. It is apparently a Zen koan that maybe means the 5 senses in the mind, but don't quote us on that.
Okay, yeah, good. And don't bother trying to find it yourself. A good episode. I thought the most significant moment of the, a significant moment in the episode was Molly, who has doggedly pursued the case, and I like sort of she fires herself in front of the mirror, and then thankfully I was relieved because it was getting a little bit Three's Company.
Right.
Bob Odenkirk's complete refusal.
That stupid, yeah.
Right, and finally I was like, oh wow, okay, right.
So the most significant is him going,
yeah.
and then you're like, yeah.
Right, that's what I thought.
The
Right,
light
right, I was like, oh, finally, this is not.
Crackles and
And then it goes out.
I can't have any more of that storyline. So at least he's in and he appreciates. But she broke into the house, and that is she's bent some, I guess, willing to bend some rules and certainly bend departmental rules. Mm-hmm. But that's a fairly basic police no-no. Although
I'd say interrogating a guy in an ambulance is probably on that list too.
As he's all groggy.
Right. Again, she can't use it, but there's nothing to keep her from asking.
Sure.
Like, in that situation, she's not actually breaking any law. She couldn't use anything.
She can't present it in court.
And she couldn't use anything that she found there. But
Exactly.
if she found the weapon, she'd just go back, deny she moved in, and now she would say, now we
need a warrant.
now we need a warrant.
Yeah.
That's what cops do frequently: is they find the stuff, realize it's there, then go get the warrant.
Well, no, what would actually happen is she would get the warrant and then go back with other cops, and then she would go to the thing, get the weapon out of there, and then they would say, it's really suspicious that you just all of a sudden went in the back of a laundry machine, echoing what I was thinking when I watched the episode.
That's true. Although the light was on. And it was
really?
It was
askew.
It was askew, right?
Well, which I understand, but to open up the back of it.
Well, I think she looked at the back. She saw it was askew, and I took that as that.
Well, the back was askew.
No, it wasn't terribly well screwed in.
Remind me, this was after the ambulance, right? That she does this, that she breaks in.
Yeah, she knew he was out in the hospital under sedation.
And in the ambulance, he has that line about she's running the machine or she's washing socks or something. Like there's something. He said something about the washing machine, so that actually would lead her to
then
go
that
there.
totally.
That makes more sense.
That totally.
Good. That's a good catch.
That does totally explain it. Yeah. So and it's weird because of course you don't want cops to search without a warrant, but like the flip side is that was the smart move.
Yeah. Well, it
really
seemed like she
blame her.
noticed the blood that was on the poster, which I don't know if that was in his official account of what happened. And it certainly seems noteworthy.
But anyway, she didn't find the murder weapon. Right?
Yeah, which is odd.
Is it the exact same murder weapon that was used in Presumed Innocent? Is it a whatchamacallit? Yeah, I think it might be. But now I have an image of her finding. My thought instantly was she's going to find the murder weapon. She's going to have to put it back exactly where she found it.
And then find it.
And then have to make a case for the warrant and then decide that she shouldn't be the one to find it.
I was thinking that too.
And those guys
Bob
wouldn't
Odenkirk?
find it.
Is she-
and she'd be like, maybe you should look behind the washing machine. And they'd be like, why?
No.
Why? I don't know. And she'd be like, look behind the washing machine.
Something I noticed in this episode, and I think it's kind of a recurring thing in this style of sort of joke-noir, I guess, if we want to call this genre something. Tarantino does it, the Coen brothers do it. There's two motifs that pop up, and they both happen in this episode. One is the deeply philosophical conversation from the person that you don't expect it from. The neighbor guy comes over and tells that whole parable. The other one is idiot babbling while tough guy glowers and says nothing with a deadpan.
In the prison cell?
Yeah, if you go back and look at like Pulp Fiction and Fargo and stuff, like the original movie, like I think you'll see those two things pop up a lot. And
Mr. Number should have thrown in a say what again.
But also, I mean, you said the prison cell, but I thought you meant the closet.
I'm talking about the closet.
The pantry.
Yeah, I don't know how that guy.
Do you have a drill?
lasted
Oh
this
yeah,
long.
sure. It was a good scene. It was a nice scene, but he is.
Did you both think what I thought, that he was going to drill right through his skull?
I thought he was going to kill him. Yeah, I thought he was going to kill him.
I was surprised to find out he's.
that
I
he
don't think that guy
survived it.
lives to episode 10, but.
Yeah, who knows? He may be dumb enough to live to episode 10.
Maybe.
What I think is interesting about Malvo is that because he killed such a likable character, and we got a really very difficult and tender scene between Allison Tolman and the wife.
And Vern's widow, yeah.
Right.
Who gave birth while in full makeup.
Right, yeah.
Hair done.
As you do.
As you do, right. It's still, it may be Bemidji, but it's still Hollywood.
Look, she just had a room full of cops in there. I'm sure she had to,
Yeah, that's a good point. Actually, maybe.
So now you're making noise in the hall.
Sergeant Buzzkill's over here now.
Like, I still am very eager for Malvo to meet his end. Like, they haven't, and they may not even be efforting it, but I don't have compassion, sympathy for Mal. I don't want him to get away with anything.
No.
Like, you want him to, like, he's not yet Vic Mackey, Tony Soprano. He's not a guy you're not rooting for him.
But he's still very watchable.
Oh, totally.
He's
Yeah,
not
yeah.
like
Yeah.
a sort of hissable villain. He's very kind of
Totally, yeah.
strangely, compelling and all.
But I was afraid he was going to kill Tom Hanks's boy. I'm afraid he was going to shoot Colin Hanks right there.
Yeah.
Well, or that he was going to hit him with the car.
That's
I mean,
what
that
I
would have
thought
been
too.
hard to imagine, but it's possible.
Yeah.
And so you broached the scene where he goes late at night to the neighborhood. And we talked early on about how, because there were so many kills early on, they had sort of earned this expectation that at any time a character could die. It's much like Game of Thrones, nobody is totally safe. And now they've combined that, the expectation that there will be more deaths, even though it's been relatively blood-free for a while now, with also an increasing amount of attachment that we have to the Colin Hanks character, his daughter, and even to some extent the priest or whoever it was that he talked to. Like, I felt very tense during that whole conversation they had through the car window. Because he could kill Colin Hanks' daughter.
And he could just kill that guy right then.
He could have just reached up, broke his neck.
Right,
You don't know.
when he's listening to to her on the walkie-talkie, I was like, oh, that's not good.
Right, yeah. So I'm so pleased
incredibly
that
tense.
and so we say, and we started this review off by talking about how smart Malvo is, how smart Billy Bob Thornton is, but I mean, he isn't. He's reckless, and he's going to get caught. Like, it's too many times. I mean, he walked into an office building and pulled the guy out, and there's a photo of him. That's how cops catch people.
Yeah.
When there's
the
a photo
post
of you.
office thing, like
Right. Yeah, I mean, and
But
now
the cops did catch him, and he walked out.
Right, but I mean, but eventually somebody's going to go up to whatever town in North Dakota or Minnesota he's allegedly a preacher, and they're going to find out that that's not Frank Pearson, or that's not, or he wasn't there. You know, it's not.
Sure.
Yeah.
It's not going to be that hard.
And we do have to remember that I guess we'd have more, I don't know, respect for him if all of this had come about as a result of his job, basically. But it wasn't even his job. He didn't need to kill Sam Hess.
No.
It was just him
That was a
wanting to
freebie.
sow chaos to get another tape for his briefcase. And so, yeah, it does seem like this isn't one that he would get away from.
As I continue to miss stuff, what do you mean get another tape for his briefcase? Like,
Well, it seems like he works, he kills people for money, that's his job, but also he does it as a hobby as well. He likes to sow chaos and get people to do crazy things. That's why he taped Lester Nygaard, like, oh, I've done a bad thing, I've been a bad boy. Like, he likes to see the effect he's had on people, and he similarly taped the Greek supermarket king, him breaking down and going crazy about religion. Like, again, it's as a result of the influence
and you
Malvo
think
had.
that's just that's the
I think that's what he
saving parts of
wants.
the body of a serial killer. That's
Yes.
just, like, he doesn't necessarily use that for some future purpose other than
I think
His
it's just
own
for him.
enjoyment.
his own
Yeah.
enjoyment. All right.
He listens to him late at night. Probably
Speaking of the supermarket king, it's fascinating that his idiot son, like Molly, actually had, Molly's smart, but the son has seized upon a thing that makes sense, has done some research,
Right.
and he does not want to hear about it.
Yeah.
Nothing.
I
not
didn't even
listening.
think to check. Wouldn't you check the pet stores?
I mean,
Not if you've been secretly doped up and having
I guess
crazy
that's true.
religious.
No, I mean,
visions,
you'd think with that sort of situation, that seems like the sort of thing that police would sort of get involved in. Like, that's
Right,
not a normal infestation.
right? Maybe not this. Maybe
not in Duluth.
And maybe that Malvo is so confident that a zillion people can see him and look at him and get his face, and he's not going to call because he thinks every cop is like the chief of police in Duluth and like Bob Odenkirk.
Yeah.
And he didn't buy the crickets, to be fair. He sent Dennis from Always Sunny in Philadelphia to do it.
Right, right. But again, you need to be a moderately good police officer only to put this case together, and a good one with getting zero help.
Right.
Still managed to put it
Yeah,
together.
all Molly and
Right, she
colleagues
eventually
are getting there.
right, talking it over with her dad.
By the way, speaking of FX, I just want to say I never want to see that Audi commercial again where they do "We Are the Champions."
Oh, yeah.
I'm never going to watch Tyrant because I'm tired of watching that guy sift through the sand and that fucking worm going into the eye in the Strain commercial. Enough already, FX. Mix that shit up.
I watched it TiVo, but that's
even fast forwarding because I know it's there.
No, and you're right.
Still sees the worm.
Right, and I caught up after a while, so I did see Tyrant a couple of times. That guy looks in the first shot of the Tyrant promo, which now I'm going to make you talk about. He looks like Paul Walker, and I think every time I think, oh, the shit, and then they pull back, and it's very clearly not Paul Walker.
We should also touch on the Fargo movie, which sort of surfaced in this show finally last week.
What else did I miss?
The mysterious briefcase of money that the Supermarket King finds is the money that Steve Buscemi leaves by the side of the road with the ice scraper, which I guess even the week before that they sort of hinted was coming. I haven't seen Fargo since 1996,
I haven't seen it in 10 years.
I didn't remember this.
I've never seen it.
But it has been pointed out to me that this is a thing.
So then the scene where the destitute, broken down family with the broken down car and another harping wife, which appears to be a
motif
of the show, where he finds that money. So maybe it seems like that money that was a different timeline.
Well, no, because
that was back in the 80s.
No, because that car, I think there's even a title card that says 1996.
Yeah.
And this show is set in 2006. That's been established from the get-go.
So that was the timeline of the movie, basically.
So them finding that was 1996.
Right.
I didn't see that, so I assumed that
that's the supermarket guy.
That was Oliver.
That's the supermarket guy. That's his flashback.
That's why he's freaking out, because he thinks he got that money because he was on the ground praying.
No, it wasn't Oliver Platt, but
it's a younger version. But he was on the ground praying for God to help him, and then he looks up and he sees the money. That's why the religious
It's like I've never watched
torture.
television before.
You are very busy, man.
I thought that was, I thought we were seeing, so I was right, it's a different timeline, but I thought it was later.
Yeah.
Like that somehow Oliver Platt took the $1 million.
No, that is Oliver Platt finding the $1 million in the first place, or however much it is
that enabled him to become the supermarket king.
And at the end of The Sixth Sense, he was dead the whole time.
Fuck you.
No, but I do want to ask you a quick question, though. So the vibe seems to be that we don't think Malvo is going to get away with this. And it seems like the biggest threat to Malvo is Wrench and Numbers, who are still, they're sort of bumbling a little bit with each other, but they are legitimate killers.
Sure.
It seems like they might be the most likely to kill him, but there would be a lot of a nice emotional closure to Colin Hanks killing Malvo.
Right.
Who do you think is going to do it?
I don't know who's going to kill him, but dead, all three of them.
Wrench, Numbers, Malvo.
Yeah, and maybe killing each other. Maybe.
Sure. I do look forward to their confrontation. That's going to be good television, I think.
Because they are, the show is some basis of reality in it. I mean, if it were going to be completely accurate, these crimes have crossed over state lines. North Dakota, the FBI could come in. The FBI could definitely get involved in this case.
We're pretty clear that the based on a true story is bunk, right?
Right, yeah.
Like in the
Very
original movie.
loosely based. It's like a horror movie. It's based on a true story.
But by also the nature of it being a 10-episode single season, all of that. Now, look, we were wrong about
True Detective.
We were wrong about Rust. But I just feel like dead. I don't know. And look, whether they tragically take Tom Hanks and make his daughter an orphan, which would be horrible. Colin Hanks, that would be horrible. And I can't imagine a scenario where we lose the sheriff and then later you lose Allison Tolman too. That would be horrible to lose Molly. So I don't know what's going to happen, but I feel like those guys, there's no chance any of them survive the show.
Interesting.
Maybe the Mute. Maybe.
I could see Wrench and Numbers surviving.
I don't think so.
I'm not going to guess.
Okay.
I'm just going to let it unfold.
Enjoy the ride.
No good can come of this.
By the way, Adam Goldberg, one of the great death scenes in movie history, though.
Which one?
In Saving Private Ryan.
True.
Yeah, very difficult.
Did not connect that was the same person. I knew I'd seen him in something.
He's in Days of Confused. He's been in a lot.
Never seen that.
Oh, you need to.
And the beard is a good disguise for him in this.
Yeah. All right, everybody. I'm looking forward to I'm sold.
We're in.
Yeah, I'm ready.
Vested. All right, thanks.